Welcome to another episode of the Conscious Creator Podcast. Today, my guest is, it's just me today. I wanted to throw down a solo episode and chat about where we're at so far in the podcast, the guests we've had, and really just some of the common themes that I've been seeing. And a big one that's been reoccurring is this concept of busyness. Everybody's familiar with busyness. Everybody's busy. I think it's such an important one to address from multiple sides, because people today are they're proud to be busy. They're proud to say, oh, I've got XYZ going on. I have no time. I have so many projects on the go, or between my fitness, my kids and work, I'm so busy. And, I truly don't fault people, because I used to be the exact same way. And I remember, in fact, when I started my first small business, how proud I was. And shortly thereafter, I started a small kind of branch of it, and I incorporated another business. So I could simply say that I had two businesses, because that is what I thought, made somebody. Right. So I can completely relate to it in a social setting, right? It makes you sound important and you feel important, but getting caught in that cycle is not the way forward. And it's not the path to happiness. And it's not the path to connection to one another, to our families, to our purpose in life. And so I really just wanted to talk about this one, because the second theme I've come across with some of my guests, right, that have very busy or full lives, is to slow down. Okay? And it's incredible when we learn to slow down what we can get achieved and accomplished. Okay, then the reason being is that when we learn to truly slow down and we observe things and we look at them different and we try to look at our day-to-day objectively, well, then we start to assess what's truly important, and we prioritize those activities. And the second piece is we stop wasting so much time complaining about how busy we are. It seems so backwards, but most people, with the time they spend complaining or shouting how proud they are of it, they could have accomplished 4 different things in that time frame. So it's amazing when you really just start to take a look at your day-to-day. Or another reference point to this recently that I came across is this gentleman on LinkedIn, Derek, that I saw his post, and it absolutely went viral on the busyness of his day, and it was outlined in a manner that said, okay, 7 a.m. I wake up, I make breakfast for my kids, 7:30, I start emails at 8 o'clock, then I do XYZ throughout the day, and then I drive for another delivery company in the evening. I put my kids to bed. I go back to emails by 10 p.m. And, I'm exhausted. I'm burnt at both ends, and I'm barely making ends meet. But this is my process. And everybody was jumping on the bandwagon and supporting him, saying, thank you let me backtrack. He started this post with, I'm sick of seeing all the glorified posts about people getting up at 4 a.m., running 10K and getting to their desk and accomplishing so much. And he was kind of shaming that individual. So it was an interesting one to me. And then everybody jumped on his post in support. This went viral, and there was thousands of comments saying, good for you for putting out the reel, which I agree. The reel is great, but to support someone it just didn't sit right with me to support someone on how busy he was. And if you look at the list of things of, needing to go on emails again at 10 p.m. and needing to do this and that, these things, when I personally assessed his schedule, I said he could be doing better is where my mind went. And I've yet to comment on it, but I truly want to and write a post about it as well, because I think when we start to not only support this type of behavior, to say, oh, it's okay, we all have it tough, and I'm glad you're putting this out there. But, if you don't truly assess where you're putting your time, then you're not going to change, and you are going to burn yourself out. If you're not setting limits, if you're not setting hard lines to say, well, do I need to be checking my emails at 10 p.m. at night? Do I need to be watching an hour of Netflix every evening? Do I need to be doing that extra delivery job instead of doing something for myself and being more productive in my other role? Or maybe it's a reassessment altogether to say, am I in the right career? But to support that, I just felt it was wrong, because you keep that person in that place and you're empowering them to say, keep on trucking, keep on doing the thing. But guess what? The hard truth is that if you're doing the thing and it's not working, you need to make changes. Don't push harder. Don't applaud the burnout, the race of I'm just doing my best. We can all do better. And I love this conversation because some people are going to be listening to this and call absolute bullshit on me and say, I can't do better. I know I'm at my wit's end. And I get it. I get it because I was there. I absolutely was in the same place thinking, wow, I'm doing a lot. How could I accomplish more with the same amount of time that I have? But the simple answer is, to circle back, is to assess what you are doing with your time and make sure you're making time for yourself. That's the one thing I noticed on this schedule and this timeline this gentleman had provided is there was no gym, there was no meditation, there was no walk with the dog even. And, many people might want to downplay these activities. But if you are not finding space in your life for yourself, you are good to nobody, including yourself. Let that really sink in. If you are not finding time in your life, if you're not creating space for yourself to think, to breathe, just space, just some silence, to allow ideas to flow and creative juices to flow, you are not going to fix the busyness. You need to schedule that stuff in as hard as any other meeting. It is a meeting with yourself. It is the most important meeting that should be on your calendar. And guess what? If your CEO doesn't understand that, if your boss doesn't understand that, then you should move on. Because beyond all these roles that we play in life, strip all these roles away that we play. Okay? We are human. We are all humans interacting. And if you're not a healthy human, and if you're not feeling right when you wake up in the morning and you don't have energy, and you're lacking these things because you're not giving yourself the self-love that you need to perform at a certain level, you're not going to perform in any of these roles. So there's a reason this common theme is coming up. And there's people, so many people, and again, myself included, this is what started this journey for me, was, I had a great career. I was making good money, beautiful wife, kids that I absolutely adore and love, and so many exciting things. We have a house, we have toys, I've got a cool small business. I get to do things I love, but I was still not feeling, because I was busy and I wasn't creating time or space for myself. And so it is so vital that you do this. And if it's not in your practice, you need to make it in your practice, in your daily routine. You need to find time, because when you're able to be present, that feeling will come back. Okay? If you're not getting excited for Christmas, holidays, birthdays, all of that stuff, this is what's happening. You're disconnected from yourself. Right? And that's a hard one for people to realize, because if you don't look inward, if you don't have that conversation with yourself, if you're not journaling, if you're not reflecting, there's no way for that to come up. So if you've been asking yourself these questions, the only place you should be looking is inward. And there's another kind of stigma around this that's super important as well, is that if you have a full life with a family and a business, and you have, staff that rely on you, and family and a spouse that relies on you, and they're looking at these activities, this time that you need to take as selfish, that needs to change as well, because it is the farthest thing from selfish to take this type of time. Because again, I cannot stress enough, you are no good to anybody else if you are not good to yourself. So I'm going to keep it a super short episode today, but I felt really called to jump in here and share this message. And I think it is so, so, so important, as we all are living very full lives and we strive for greatness. We need to remember to connect with number one, and that is ourselves. So sending tons of love to everybody out there today. Truly hope you're having a super powerful day, and find some time in your schedule to love yourself. Bye for now. If today's episode resonated with you in any way, or you feel it added value to your day, please, please, please feel free to share it with friends. And of course, link and subscribe so that you can be alerted for future episodes. We sincerely appreciate you watching, and always remember to learn, laugh, and love. Until next time.